Yeah, there was a vegetable tray. Okay. I think in the interest of the people who are here and to get it over with so we don't have to languish through it throughout the meeting, the first item that will be on the agenda tonight will be the removal petition. And so, legal, do you present something, or how do we do this?
The sponsor presents.
Oh, okay.
Well, we've never done.
So, Linda, are you leaving? She apparently is leaving.
Linda.
Oh, I'm here.
Put him down.
Yeah, they just
Point of
made it
information,
very
is that in the code? John, is that, let's get clear, is that in the code?
It's not the code.
They already presented it to us.
It's right.
Seriously.
Can you walk us through it? Because we haven't done one of these in a long time.
He's doing less
Good
than a year
reason.
ago.
So, this is John Burnett, Travel General Counsel. Under the code, removal petitions were filed at the last board meeting 14 days ago. The code requires that certain actions be taken, specifically that the petitions were referred by the board secretary to the travel registrar for an examination of signatures. The registrar has made a report back, which has been delivered to all of you. I've shared with all of you this afternoon an email from the registrar making the correction to that report. And now, within 15 days, so today, the board has to consider the petition. As I understand the code is very specific. There's I got the wrong file. Tonight's proceedings are governed by Section 106.
Oh, so it's item number 4 on the thing you gave to the board today?
Yes, and I handed out again today the same document that I handed out previously. Section 106.4 says that the board of directors shall determine whether the petition on its face appears to meet the criteria of Section 16.105. Section 105 basically sets out 2 criteria. One is whether or not there are sufficient signatures to trigger the process, and secondly, whether there's been an allegation, a factual allegation that would fall within the parameters of the removal provision of the Constitution and the Code. There are other questions that can be raised, and I've heard suggestions of other questions. Section 16.108 provides that the accused official has the right to challenge, for example, the signatures, the sufficiency, the authenticity, the validity of the signatures, and so on. It specifies that that has to be done by motion in front of the hearing officer that would be appointed. So as I understand the process, the board tonight makes a simple determination, and it's a very preliminary determination as to whether there appear to be sufficient signatures and an appropriate allegation warranting proceeding. And then at that point, this gets turned over to a completely independent body, and I can only conclude that the code was constructed that way on purpose to take the elected board essentially out of the process and turn it over to an independent board so that the board would not be sitting in judgment of its own colleague.
So does the board have to take an affirmative action one way or the other?
Yes. The board also has the right to request a legal opinion if you have legal questions. I'm prepared tonight to answer some questions. If you have a question that I'm not prepared for, or if you want something in writing, you have the right to request that. But as I understand the code, the way this has been structured, really the entire burden of proceeding is on the sponsor. It's not legal's role to prosecute a board member. This was deliberately structured so that staff and the board would really have minimal roles here. So the sponsor is the one that is to make her case, and under Section 106, tonight the sponsor is supposed to have the opportunity to present her case. It's in 106 sub 5 that the Board of Directors determines after the presentation of evidence by the principal sponsor that the petition is supported by probable cause. Then the board is to set a date, time, and place for the initial hearing. You are to direct the secretary to prepare and serve a notice of hearing on the accused official, stating the date, time, and place of the initial hearing, and attach the allegations of the petition as notice of the charges against the accused official. You can also designate a staff person. It could be me, it could be any staff person, to work with the tribal judge to identify a hearing officer and a hearing panel. And the code specifies that these have to be attorneys. They have, ideally, they should be people conversant with Indian law. Any attorney that's had done prior work with the tribe is disqualified. The idea seems to be to find a completely independent, impartial hearing officer and hearing panel. And I would only suggest that in the event the board did determine that there was probable cause to move forward, I would caution that it is going to take some time to locate, given the standards that the code requires. It very likely would take some considerable time to identify 4 lawyers who are willing and available to take this on.
So let me ask one procedural question. Do we need a motion and second on the floor to open for the presentation?
No, I think the way we've had one of these cases previously, 2 years ago, and essentially there was a presentation of at that one, you all requested a legal opinion, which I provided in writing at the following meeting. And on the basis of that, there was a motion and a vote as to whether or not
So the case wasn't presented. There was a legal opinion requested by the board. The legal opinion was presented, and the board moved to dismiss for failure for sufficiency.
Right, and in that case, the opinion concluded that the charges made were not charges within the requirement of the code, that the facts charge did not state legal violations that fell within the code, and in addition, there were insufficient signatures.
Okay, DJ.
So would we not then do the same thing this time, to have you bring back the legal opinion and bring it to the next meeting?
We would need a motion.
Last time, right?
Outside of the room.
We would need a motion to do that, because that's how we did it last time. A motion and support to request an outside legal opinion.
Second.
DJ and Darcy.
And outside legal opinion?
What he just read to you, it says the board may.
Everybody's talking.
Okay, the board may choose. It's on number 4 on the item he presented to you. If it chooses, request an opinion of the legal department or outside legal counsel on the facial sufficiency of the petition. And the last one that came forward in front of the board, the first one that came under these rules, I don't remember who made the motion and second, but there was a motion and second, a vote to have John bring back the legal opinion. The reason why people are not remembering that the petitioner gets to make the case, because we've never done it under these rules before. We went right to a legal opinion. So now there's a motion and second to get a legal opinion, an outside legal opinion, and then bring it back for action.
But it's not in this tribal code. What I understood.
No, it actually, hold on, you're out of order. It is. And there's a motion and second on the floor to ask for an outside legal opinion to move forward. So is there discussion on that motion and second? Keith?
I'm kind of confused. Outside legal opinion to move forward. I mean, you got to give kind of specific direction to an outside legal opinion of what?
It's to determine sufficiency. It says the board may choose, and we've done this, so we should be familiar. If it chooses, request the opinion of the legal department or outside counsel on the facial sufficiency of the petition. So what that means, John, correct me if I'm wrong, is it means that you get a legal opinion on whether or not the petition met the sufficiency, which would be the signatures, and facial sufficiency is on its face, the signatures, whether the allegation, if true, would be cause for removal. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, is that it's just been proved, yes.
Well, it's in the code.
Yes.
I read from what you drafted in the code.
I didn't draft it.
No, what you drafted in your report to the board cites the code. That's what I'm referencing. So that is the law.
Can you tell me, John, where you see that?
Section 106. subsection 4, the section that deals with the proceeding tonight. It says,
For the removal of office?
the board shall determine whether the removals code.
And what page you on?
I'm on 16-7.
It's sub bullet 5.
So it says the board of directors shall determine whether the petition on its face appears to meet the criteria of section 16.105.
And that was already met.
The board of directors may, in its discretion, request the opinion of the legal department or outside counsel on the facial sufficiency of the petition.
And it was already met, as
No.
I was told. This is why I'm here.
This is the question that the board has to address. This is the case that you would make tonight. And then the board has to vote, and the board is entitled to seek legal counsel before it makes a decision.
So, Linda, let me explain. So, a year ago or whenever, somebody submitted a petition on somebody else, and then the board requested a legal opinion. They voted and seconded and voted on a legal opinion. Then that legal opinion was written by our inside counsel, presented to the board, then the board took it from there. So what the request is, right, or the motion is to do this, basically the same thing, only with an outside legal counsel before the board takes action on the sufficiency of the petition. So, and it's their right in the code to request it. Now, whether they vote for it is another question, but okay, there's a huge list. DJ, Jennifer, Rita, Lana, Kevin.
I just was going to say exactly what you said, what we did last time, that's what he said, and so I just followed what he said, they did last time. You would think that you did it last time, you would do it this time, we could say.
Why do we need to do it? I don't have a sufficient thing. I mean, it, you know, so I just have to, I have to show you the proof of my allegations, and you guys are done. It goes on to a hearing.
All right, so
The next step.
So the last time we did this, it followed the same procedure that's being proposed right now. The only difference.
Do you need to follow a different procedure? All you have to
It's
say
up-
is,
it is
does
up
it
to
go
the-
on to the next step? That's
it's
all
up-
you guys are here for.
It's up to the prerogative of the board. The board has the prerogative to request a legal opinion for sufficiency. And last time one came in front of it, that's exactly what the board did, and they voted for it. I think it was unanimous. And in front of us now is the same request, only not in-house
And
legal.
who's requesting that? You?
There was a motion and second.
And who motioned that?
Second, one of the two, I don't know.
Darcy and DJ.
Darcy Morrow. Okay.
Consistent with the way the last one.
I think right
Okay,
now,
hold on. Actually, you don't, we have an order. I have to follow the order. We gotta go to the board member discussion. Jennifer, Rita, she asked me a question and I shouldn't have answered you. I apologize. I shouldn't have answered you. There's an objection to that. Jennifer.
Okay, looking at the what we have, it's got the board responsibilities, I'm looking at number 4. And, you know, we've done the first part of number 4, 15 days of the petition, we're conducting that public meeting right now, that's what this is.
Yes.
Okay, and then it says that we must allow the principal sponsor of the petition to present the evidence, and then after that, it says that if we choose, we can ask for legal opinion.
That's what
So
I
does that
read.
mean that she gets to present first, and then we can choose to go after that?
Yes.
Because according to this, we have to allow her to present.
That's what I read. What you're reading from is my interpretation of the statute, and I do agree. I do believe that the sponsor is entitled to be heard. And I think that you are required to hear her presentation before you make a decision. I concede that it's within your discretion if you choose to get the legal opinion and then come back and let her present at that time.
Yeah, because I don't think we did that
You
the
may do
last
so,
time.
but I would,
We
as
did not.
counsel, I would suggest that it may be helpful to have her presentation so that whether I do the legal opinion or I get the motion is to go to an outside attorney, that they would have the benefit of whatever it is that the sponsor is going to present tonight. So my suggestion would be she be allowed to make her case, and then you can have her decide on the motion. If you wish to seek legal opinion before you actually vote and make a decision, I think you're entitled to do that under the code.
How did we do it last time?
Last time, my recollection is that the sponsor was unable due to illness to be present, and so this issue did not arise.
Okay.
Can I ask you, the board members with softer, to please use your microphone? The membership is having a difficult time hearing.
Okay.
Am I speaking loud enough?
Yeah, you're loud enough.
Can I ask the board?
Rita. You're next. Next is Lana.
Well, actually, I was going to say the same thing that Director McLeod said, and that is the way I interpret it. It is here to, she was told that the last time of the rules, and the rules were that at this public meeting, she would make a presentation, and I was going to say there was nobody available at this time to stand up there at the last removal. So things have changed. Things have changed, and I do want to say there was some confusion, and I'm glad that you broke it down to let the membership know that we are not voting on a removal of Rita tonight.
No.
We are voting on to send it to a independent removal panel hearing board. And you did a good job of explaining that, because there's a lot of confusion, a lot of mistruths. So I do want to hear Linda and what her what she has to say, because that's in code.
Okay, Catherine.
Same concerns.
Okay, any other board members? All right, so DJ.
We're doing this the same way we did it last time? Is that what we're doing?
The circumstances are different.
No, that's not how I look at it. My point is, everything, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's you or me or whoever, actually it was me, I thought it was wrong. But that's not the point. The point is, it should be the same and consistent every time.
There's no sponsor.
No, I'm saying, I wasn't here. I don't know what you guys did,
And
but it should be the same. It should be the same.
That's what I just stated, though.
There's different circumstances. There was nobody to present last time per
I don't
all these
know.
rules of code.
I just said I wanted to make sure it was consistent with the way you did it last time.
And I was
Any other
told
questions
this
from the
is-
board?
was mine.
I wasn't here last time.
Jennifer.
An inquiry about the procedure. If she's supposed to go before we make the motion, what do we do now? The motion's already on the floor.
The motion's already on the floor
Right.
to ask, well, wait, I guess it doesn't prohibit us from hearing her case after we vote on getting an outside legal opinion.
I just want to make sure that we don't miss any procedures.
Yeah, it doesn't preclude us from hearing her, fulfilling the requirement of the code and having her make her case. So we can vote on the outside legal and then we could hear her case. There's nothing that prohibits that.
Motion to table what's on right now, or to amend it until after we've heard.
Wait a minute.
To postpone, would it be?
Time certain. Is that a motion to time certain?
Yes. Yes.
Second.
The time certain it would be as soon as she's done presenting. Okay, there's a motion and second to, what is it, refer to a time certain? No,
Time
it's
certain.
to a time certain.
Which is after.
Immediately after the presentation.
Yes.
Does everybody hear that? There's a motion and second to refer the motion on the floor, which is to get an outside legal opinion. The motion and second is to refer this to a time certain after she makes her case. Without objection? Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. My name is Linda Rogers, for those that you don't know me. And I want to first say this is nothing personal against Rita. I've never talked to her since she's been on the board since day one. I had talked to her prior to her being on the board, and that was to do an interview. So all these motions that are out there that it's a witch hunt, it's nothing of the sort. I'm here right now to tell you that a federal law has been broken. And are we above the law? Is anybody above the law to break a law? These are not my set rules. First of all, it is a federal law. And second of all, it is tribal law. Zero tolerance means zero tolerance. Okay, that's for everybody. Not, it's for you, it's for me. Now, if I was to break that law, I would simply suggest you do the same thing to me, but I would be sitting in jail if it were me. Now, I want to read you off something here real quick. That's all we need to decide here today. Was a federal law broken? Was our tribal laws broken? That's what we need to look at. Okay? And this is what I want answered. And there is no vendetta here of whatsoever, and I wanted to make that perfectly clear with all of you. Okay. Federal government grant department that provides taxpayer dollars to operate tribal courts which states federal and border laws between U.S. and Canada are being violated. Disregarded involving any type of charge. The U.S. and Canada passed laws to fight against any drug coming into the communities located along the border. Sault Ste. Marie and Bay Mills Indian communities are within the lands, even though they may be lands it states zero tolerance if laws are not being followed. The Department of Justice should be contacted requesting an investigation into the broken laws, requested that you protect the treaty rights. On January 13, 2015, at the Keewaydin Casino, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Rita Galiptis stayed in one of the rooms paid by the tribe due to a mandatory meeting. The next day, Rita did not attend the meeting. She
did.
Wait.
Sorry.
At one point, Rita did not attend at the meeting. She was caught having marijuana on a zero-tolerance federal recognized tribe, trust land. Knowing there was a pot order coming from her room, drug dogs were brought in. Rita had 3.5 joints stashed in her makeup bag. Rita Galiptis is a Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Board of Director, and she clearly knows that our tribe is zero tolerance for any kind of drug use, including marijuana. Not only did Rita Galiptis break the law on a zero tolerance trust, there were hotel guests, including children, in the casino hotel at this time. There was also 2 daycares for the tribal children right next to the casino on each side. What kind of example is this to our hotel guests, to the 3 children, or their children, also to our tribal members, to see a tribal board of director breaking her own law? All tribal employees take a random drug test, and if they're found to have an illegal substance in their body, they are immediately escorted from the building, losing all pay, vacation, and otherwise. Rita Galiptis has been allowed to stay on tribal board of directors, making decisions for the tribe and collecting over $36,000 since she has been caught with marijuana in Sault Ste. Marie, Keewaydin casinos. Rita Galiptis needs to be removed from the board of directors immediately. All the money that she has received since being caught with marijuana should be returned immediately to the tribe. Or all the employees that have lost their jobs to an illegal substance should be given their jobs back. Since the board of directors makes the decision and rules on trust land, they too should be drug tested. Now, I say that because you know something? Any good leader would follow what they do to their own people. Any good leader. Now, here is her police report, arrest report. Date, time, January 13, 2015, and approximately 22:23. Now, this is not me saying this. This is our employees of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe Chippewa Indians, our employees. Contact with suspect Galiptis. Officials made contact with Merlo outside as we were about to depart the area. Merlo informed officers that she received a complaint of marijuana odor coming from the 6th floor of the hotel around 6:05. Officers went up to the 6th floor and immediately smelled odor of marijuana in the hallway. Merlo also smelled it too. Officer Lubin then walked his canine down the hall in his attempts to locate the source. Officer Lubin's canine indicated on 607, room 607 is right next door to 605. Officer Rugen then knocked on the room at 607. There was no response, and I could not hear anyone in the room.
Oh, shush me. I know.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I can say something here without you.
Step out, please step out.
No.
Just, you know,
If you guys need to speak, step out.
I informed security and the shift supervisor to page them. And if somebody comes forward, we will come back to investigate further. As we were walking down the hallway, we observed 2 females exit the elevator. Officer Rugen asked if they could stay in the room, if they were staying in the room 607. The female identified as Morrow stated she was in that room, but switched with her girlfriend Glyptis. I asked Morrow where Glyptis was. She informed me she was parking the car and will be right up. I informed Morrow that we received a complaint of marijuana odor coming from this floor and that the canine dog has indicated on the room 607. Morrow stated that there shouldn't be any marijuana in that room because Glyptis is a tribal board member. Morrow and her friend then departed down to their room, which was 628. Officers, along with security and shift supervisor Akins, waited for Glyptis. Glyptis then appeared off the elevator. Officer Rugen asked her if she was staying in the room 607. Glyptis said yes. I informed Glyptis that we had received a complaint of marijuana odor coming from this floor. I also informed Glyptis that our canine dog has indicated in her room. I asked Glyptis if she had any marijuana in that room. Glyptis stated no. Officers asked Glyptis if we may search her room. Glyptis gave officers consent. Officer Rugen stood by Glyptis while Officer Lubin conducted a search with his canine. While in the room, I could smell marijuana odor. Officer Lubin started in the bathroom, which the door was closed upon entry into the room. Officer Lubin asked Glyptis if she had anything in her black makeup case and if he could search us. Glyptis replied, "What if I say no?" I told Glyptis that we would then seize the case and obtain a search warrant. Officer Lubin informed that his dog indicated there are narcotics in her makeup case. Glyptis then gave officers consent to open it. Officer Lubin found marijuana inside the case. I asked Glyptis, was this hers? She said yes. I asked Glyptis if she has a medical marijuana card. She said no. I asked Glyptis, why does she have marijuana? Glyptis stated it helps her with her stress. I asked Glyptis for her safety, when was the last time she smoked marijuana? Glyptis admitted to smoking marijuana several hours ago. The casino wanted Glyptis to depart, so I informed her to pack up her belongings. Morrow then assisted Glyptis. Now, on here, it has a key card. Every time Rita went in that room, and it states right here, every single time she entered that room, she entered her key card with Rita Glyptis. Now, I don't know if you saw the videos, but I do know it's on, and it matches up to these key codes. And not only that, Rita was not alone. So it states here that she was escorted. She will get a complaint filed by the court when her hearing is. And here it is. Specified that it is Tribal Code 71, 1603, possession of marijuana. Specific allegations of fact. On or about the above date, defendant did knowingly possess marijuana and on some portion of the plant cannabis stevia, L, or substance containing it, while on property held in trust land for Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians. Kuwait Casino Hotel, 2186 Shunk Road, Sault Ste. Marie. Zero tolerance. Here is her arraignment date, which I went to every one of these, including her court date, every single one of them. Here is her court documents and transcripts. Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Thursday, May 7th, 25-15, 3:32 p.m. Now note, it's been a couple of months since January 13th, so she had time to evaluate herself and not be so shook up. Thursday, May 7th, 3:32 p.m. The court. Hi, good afternoon. We are here on a CR 1508. Can you please place your name on the record? Mr. I cannot pronounce his name, Kwazowski. Attorney for Joe Kowalski, appearing on the behalf of the defendant, Rita Glyptis. That's her attorney. The court. Thank you. Kwiatkowski. Thank you, Mr. Kwiatkowski. Mr. Durmheller, which is our tribal prosecutor. Justin Durmheller on the behalf of the people. The court. Thank you, Mr. Durmheller. Can you please state your name for the record? Ms. Glyptis. Rita Glyptis. The court. Thank you, Ms. Glyptis. Okay, Mr. Durmheller, why don't you get us started here today? Have you come to some sort of agreement? Mr. Durmheller. Your Honor, I don't know the outcome of that, so I will refer it to Mr. Kowalski. Mr. Kowalski, Your Honor, my client and I have discussed an offer the prosecutor has made us this afternoon concerning the disposition of this matter. My client wishes to accept the responsibility pursuant to that. And so it is our understanding that Mrs. Glyptis would accept responsibility for the single count in the complaint entitled to the people of Sault Ste. Marie, Tribe of Chippewa Indians versus Rita Glyptis. And it's a file number 1508, in exchange for which the prosecutor has recommended no initial incarceration, fines, and cost. And so, that is direction she wishes to proceed. The court. Okay, Mrs. Glyptis, I have to ask you a few questions to make certain that you understand the plea deal. Okay? Ms. Glyptis. Okay. The court. Have you consulted with your attorney about the deal that we're speaking about here today regarding the charges that are against you? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Do you understand that deal? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. What do you think the deal is? Ms. Glyptis. What he just stated. The court. Can you explain to me so that I understand? Ms. Glyptis. No incarcerations, fine, and costs. The court. Okay, you understand, though, it's up to the court to determine what sentence is, correct? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, so it may be more than that, right? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, if the plea deal is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind. You understand that? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, and you're giving up the following rights you've had if it went to trial. The right to witness called for your defense. Do you understand that? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, that right to cross-examine all witnesses called against you. Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, the right to testify or to remain silent with any interference being drawn from the silence. Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, and the presumption of innocence and the requirements that prosecution prove that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, so I'm going to find that your plea is voluntary and that you understand the terms and the plea, and I'm going to accept your plea. But first, I must ask you, has anyone promised you anything beyond what you had said here in court to get your plea guilty? Ms. Glyptis. No. The court. Has anyone threatened you to plead guilty? Ms. Glyptis. No. The court. Is it your own choice to plead guilty today? Ms. Glyptis. Yes. The court. Okay, so in order to determine if the plea is accurate, can you please allocate to what it is you're accused of here today? Or what it is you're pleading guilty to? Ms. Calyptus, possession of marijuana. The court, okay, so you can tell the court what you did. Ms. Calyptus, I was in possession of marijuana. The court, okay, where were you located? Ms. Calyptus, at the Casino Hotel, Keewaydin Casino. The court, okay, so I'm going to accept the plea, and we'll move on to sentencing. Would anyone like to make a statement? Mr. Durmheller. Your Honor, for the benefit of the record, if we could just ask a couple additional questions. The court, what would you like to ask, sir? Mr. Durmheller, I would just like to verify that this was, in fact, trust land that occurred on. She doesn't dispute it, that it was trust land. And if she is a member or eligible for membership in the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians. The court, okay, ma'am, were you aware whether or not you were on trust land? Ms. Calyptus, yes, ma'am. The court, that you understand that this was within the jurisdiction of Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians. Ms. Calyptus, yes. The court, and that you are a citizen of the Sioux tribe. Ms. Calyptus, yes. The court, correct. If there's any other questions, Mr. Durmheller. No, Your Honor, thank you very much. People are satisfied. The court, okay, thank you very much. All right, so anything else we'd like to discuss here before we move on to sentencing? Mr. Kowalski, brief allocation, if I may, Your Honor. This is Rita's lawyer. The court, yes, sir. Mr. Kowalski, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Calyptus has got an outstanding prior history where she has never been arrested or convicted of any crime. She has been taking responsibility for her conduct in this manner, which I think is very important for her restoration to the people as well as her own and well-being. And so if she's accepted that responsibility, freely and voluntary, she would ask the court to follow the recommendations the prosecutor has made. And with respect to incarceration, fines, and costs. And we're not... we are certainly aware of the fact that she holds certain position within the tribe. Mr. Durham has assured me that his office is handling this matter in the same as it would be for any other person. That no one has exerted any undue influence on him, which I hope is the case. So with that in mind, I would ask the court to follow the recommendations that has been made here. Thank you. The court. Okay, would the people like to make a statement? Mr. Durmheller. No, Your Honor. I just stand to my recommendations. The court. Would you like to make any statement on your behalf, ma'am? Ms. Calyptus. No. The court. You don't have to. Ms. Calyptus. No, thank you. The court. Okay, all right. Well, the maximum fine here is $1,000, and the maximum time in jail here is 30 days. However, it's my understanding in this community that standards here is 30 days of probation for the first-time offense, and so the sentencing is going to be 30 days of probation under the standard terms of probation. The fine will be $150 plus $50 in court costs. Probation, which $1 a day, so it'll be $30, and that will be at the end of your 30 days. That will be at the end of this and that will be the end of this matter. Okay. Mr. Kowalski, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Calyptus, thank you. Court, is there any more business before we adjourn today? Mr. Kowalski? No, Your Honor. Mr. Durmheller, nothing additional. The court. All right, then, we're adjourned. That was word for word, and I was at every one of them. Now, here's your sentencing order. Order of conviction, judgment of sentence. The court finds the defendant appeared before the court for purposes of final pre-trial and entered a guilty plea as to committing the following offense. Count 1, Tribal Code 71-603, possession of marijuana. Pay the sum of $230 as follows. which I just stated to you, signed by Honorable Ellie Greenleaf Mandel, Judge. Now, we are on zero tolerance, and I understand that it's not about what you like about it or what I like about it. Zero means zero. I did have a conversation with the gaming board yesterday, because I did have, since she sits on the compact, the gaming compact, I had some questions to ask her. Now, I said to her, when I called up there, does the gaming compact mean the Sioux Tribe board? Because they consider themselves, they're not an employee. Well, she said, oh, you bet. She said, it states in here, they are an officer. And those apply to them as well as what they put on their members. Now, I asked her this question.
Who are you referring to?
The gaming commissioner up at, or the gaming commission up in Washington, D.C.
Oh, NIGC?
Yes. And I asked her this question because I was kind of confused about this. The tribe may not license, hire, or employ as a key employer or primary management official as those terms are defined. At the 25 CFR 502.14 and 502.19, in connection with the Class 3 gaming, any person who, of course, is under the age of 18, 2, has been convicted or entered a plea guilty or no contest to a gambling-related offense, fraud and misrepresentation, or 3, has been convicted or entered a plea of guilty of no contest, any offense that's specified. Now, I asked her, this was my question to her, does this mean before she started this position? Does this mean during, or does this mean after? She said, all of the above. So, I went even farther on that just to see what our tolerance was. I got the agreement between HUD, Sault Ste. Marie, on the housing part too. Zero tolerance everywhere. Of course, the Gaming Commission didn't have it. She answered it for me. That is a federally recognized zero tolerance reservation. I said, are you sure? Yes, I am. I said, the compact that I'm reading to you, the tribe updated it. And it basically states the same thing, and I have that. She has it also. Now, I can present you with a lot of things, but you already know. Somebody broke the law here, and I just proved it. Now, the thing of it is, do we go by the laws, or why do we even have them if nobody's going to abide by them? And we've got tribal members that are losing their job over this. And not even half of what Rita had with her. And they're out, and their families are out. There was two children care centers on both sides of the casino, not to mention our hotel Patriots that pays the salaries. Okay? Now, if any part of that was state, you'd be locked up and thrown away to keep for 10 years. That's their law. So why is Rita Galipta still on Sault Ste. This is my closing argument. I'm going to leave you with this, because you already know. You've got the conviction papers. I handed them in. Why is Rita Galipta still on Sault Ste. Marie Tribe Board of Directors? Rita was caught smoking and possession with marijuana in the Sault Ste. Marie Kuwait hotel rooms with guests and children in the facility. What does this say about Rita Galipta's character? Because it's certainly questionable. Rita Galipta was voted in office with the intent to help the tribal people to have respect and integrity, stand up for the tribal elders, adults, children, and was to be representative to our tribe as a whole. Rita has broken the laws. She pleaded guilty for the possession of marijuana on a zero-tolerance trust land. You want somebody that's smoking marijuana representing our tribe? Do you want somebody with no regard to the laws of the tribe of the United States? The possession of marijuana is a crime. Marijuana, cultivation, production, distribution, and use remain federal and Sioux tribe offenses. So why should Rita Valiptus be allowed to stand up on the Sioux Tribe Chippewa Indians? Why is she still being paid to be on the board of directors when she has clearly broken the law and clearly she has no respect or regard for the Sioux Tribe and its members? Her character has to be really questioned here. It was poor judgment. It was irresponsible for what she did. Stress she can't handle, being on the board without an illegal substance in her system. Unwilling to abide by the federal government and tribes' laws. Shows lack of leadership. Did not consider that there are 2 daycares on both sides of the casino. No regard for the hotel guests and their children. Not leading by example. Lied to the tribal law enforcement. Total disregard to the Sioux tribe employees that are in the same consequences. They are fired while Rita remains on the board of directors. Total disregard to our tribe and total embarrassment towards the tribal members. She has lost all tribal members' trust. Now, I understand that, and you know how many grants we get from the DOJ, the Narcotics and Courts. Now, if we're accepting these grants, do you know how embarrassing it is going to be if one of your own that's signing the actual agreement to, take responsibility? What do you tell your employees that you fight? What do you tell them? We're above the law? No, you're not. You know that. And it is the law. This is nothing against, I told you, Rita. But a law is a law. And we cannot break them. Else we have nothing. And somebody has to be accountable for these actions. Because what is it saying to our employees, to all tribal members? You have to take responsibility. That's what you're up here for. And as far as these kids, it was just marijuana that passed away a year and a half ago. I spoke with their mothers. I spoke with their parents. One died because it was just marijuana. But it was laced. And you just thank God Rita didn't have the same dealer as she did. 5 of our kids ended up, 3 of them ended up in comas at the hospital here. And 1 ended up staying 3 weeks to get this out of their system. We have a serious drug problem on the reservation. We have a serious problem within our workforce. But with you not saying anything or doing anything about it, it's going to get much worse. And more people and more of our children are going to die. So it's up to here to you decide. Was the law broken? I proved it was. And I proved why it was broken. Thank you.
Is there any discussion? So we are now voting on the motion for outside legal. Catherine.
Just want to make sure that, Rita turned a filing in to the board secretary this week that we all got. We're about to make a motion to send it to outside counsel. I just want to make sure that all documents are given for, and I don't know if we need to discuss that or that has to be fashioned out, but I would want to make sure for due process's sake that all documents are available.
John, do you have a comment on it, or just ask without objection?
Well, if the board directs that we seek an opinion from an outside counsel, we will of course provide that counsel with all of the records that are in the file. And I would also observe that under section 16.108 of the code, the accused official shall have the right to challenge the signature. Many of the issues that she raised to the sufficiency, authenticity, validity of the signatures by motion. In the event that if the board determines that there is sufficient cause to refer this to this formal process, that's not the end of the process. The remainder of the process is complex and involved. There are preliminary motions, there are public hearings, and you've got to every opportunity to raise all of these issues. So yes, they can be addressed. It's possible they would be addressed by the outside counsel in such an opinion. Whether that occurs or not, the accused official does have the right to raise these issues in the hearing process by motion. And that's explicitly stated in the code.
Can I read one more thing? I think you guys had a problem with this. Oh, go ahead. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
And then just for clarification, those signatures on the petition is public knowledge?
Yes, under the code, it's public information. Copies were provided to all of the board, copies were provided to the accused, and copies were provided to the sponsor.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Denny?
I asked about the motion. Why does that have to go to outside counsel?
That's the motion.
Just a motion, okay.
Any other, anybody else? So without objection, we will have a roll call vote on the motion to engage outside legal counsel for an opinion to the board.
Before you say that, can I say one more thing? It was something on
No,
what you're
it's
just
out of
saying.
order. It's out of order.
Then motion to amend.
Wait, motion to amend what?
Outside counsel, the in-house counsel, the general counsel.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and second to amend. Wait a minute. No, that's not germane. It's out of order because it's not consistent with the motion that's on the floor. You'd have to vote down the motion that's on the floor and then entertain a motion because it's completely the opposite. So, okay. Without objection, we'll have a roll call vote.
Lana?
To outside legal counsel?
Yes.
No.
Kathy?
Yes.
DJ?
Yes.
Keith?
No.
Kim? Catherine?
Yes.
Denny?
No.
Denise?
Yes.
Bridget?
No.
Darcy?
Yes.
Rita?
Abstain.
Jennifer?
No.
2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. Motion carries.
Okay, so so now that's it, right? We don't have a stacking motion below it?
No?
Okay, so it's going to an outside legal counsel. All right.
Am I done?
Yes. Let's get right into let's try to get a chunk of it done before we try to take any breaks. So, authorization for right-of-way JKL school loop. Without objection, we'll just read resolved sections tonight.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians approves the granting of a right-of-way to the United States Bureau of Indian Affairs for no monetary consideration due to the overall benefits to the tribe and its members derived from the road improvement across the property held in trust for benefit of the tribe by the United States of America, described as a 50-foot wide right-of-way which crosses a part of the grantor's premises, lying 25 feet on each side of the following described center line across part of Block 2, Dubois addition being part of the northwest quarter of the southeast quarter of Section 8, T47N, R01E, City of Sault Ste. Marie, Chippewa County, Michigan, described as the attachment. Be it further resolved that a condition of this consent is that should the United States Bureau of Indian Affairs decide to abandon the right-of-way will automatically be abolished and terminated, and title to the land shall remain in the name of the United States in trust of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians. Be it further resolved that the chairperson and treasurer are authorized to execute any documentation necessary to facilitate the granting of this right-of-way and expressing the tribe's support for the conveyance for and on behalf of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion.
Second.
Motion and support, and we have Christine here, and I'm going to grab a water while you're speaking.
Christine McPherson, Executive Director of the Tribe. I'm here on behalf of Wendy Hoffman, who is our transportation specialist. This resolution is a requirement by the BIA for right-of-way access, and it's an administrative procedure that we need to go through to finish the project of the Milwaukee School Loop. It will require no funds to do this. It's purely
administrative process.
Okay, are there any questions? Kathy?
I'll sing the song or do whatever until all the board members come back to vote on it. So what do you want to sing first?
Start reading down the poll book.
Paper Roses.
That's what they do in Congress.
I know she can sing Paper Roses. So I apologize, I don't think I can hold it up for that though, but I wish they were here.
Yep, I understand. No, yeah, I mean, he said paper roses, I don't want to sing that right now.
I've heard you sing that before, you sing it really well.
Motion to recess for 5.
Just approve it
He's
without
right here, he's
objection.
here.
You just approve it without objection.
Yeah, it seems pretty
It's a PID.
non-controversial.
There you
All right, any other comments or questions on the resolution? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next is authority to enter into loan finance JKL Gymnasium.
Now therefore be it resolved that the chairperson is hereby authorized to negotiate and enter into a suitable loan not to exceed $1.2 million to finance the construction of a new gymnasium and related facilities at the Joseph K. Lumsden Bewating Public School Academy to be repaid from the proceeds received by the tribe from the school under the lease of the school property.
Motion and support, and we have Bill here.
This is one of 2 resolutions tonight to move forward with the construction of a new gym at the JKL Wadding School in the Sioux. And this part deals with the financing of up to $1.2 million for that construction. The lease we have with the school would be amended for increased space costs for the square footage associated with the addition, and those funds would be used to pay the additional operating costs and also for the debt service, interest and principal on the loan. And we will move forward, if it's approved, to contact various lending institutions. We've contacted one already that seems favorable for the transactions.
Okay, questions and comments? Catherine?
I think this is great, but it's an opportunity to ask those little procedural technical questions. So, what if? This is a what if. I know they wanted that gymnasium, but how does this work as far as, does the school board have to then approve it? What if they said, no, we don't want to take on this big project and loan? Or is that all settled?
They do not have to approve it because it's tribal land, it's our approval, but I will say that they are waiting for us to, it is what they prioritized. They did report that to us, and they are waiting for us. They understand it's happening, and they asked for us to give them information as soon as we do it so that they can plan it in their budget process.
So there's no chance they come back and say, wait a minute, we don't want to do this.
I don't think there's any way they can say that.
Well, that was actually my question.
Yeah.
So they have to take on this cost.
DJ, then Jennifer.
I think we're going to be covered close. We've kept them involved at the school level with the JKL. We've had them with the RFP process. I mean, there's a reason that the actual, one of the rooms in the multi-purpose rooms has been added, and the size is because of them, their input, and their needs. So they did a survey of all the parents in the community. The top 2 things were the, basically gymnasium and the actual cafeteria. Imagine if they have 500 kids and they have a gym that fits 51. So 130 below, there's nowhere to go. So that's where we're at. So they're on board.
So it's just the procedural.
No, you're right.
All right, Jennifer.
I was going to say almost point by point exactly the same thing that DJ just said, but I also wanted to bring to everybody's attention that this is really a cooperative effort. This is something that the school needs and wants. The parents have expressed the need and the want for this, and we found a way to make it happen. With, the kids will get a gym. There's no additional cost at this point. We've got the lease, we've got the money. It's just a win-win all the way around.
Keith.
I'm going to vote yes for this, but I'm still not swallowing hard and voting yes, because I believe, as this whole board does, I believe that they still owe us $2.3 million that they're not willing to partake and give back to us, even though everybody says they owe it to us. We can use that money and not borrow and still build it. But I want to make sure that my feelings are out there that they still are withholding dollars that we could be using to help build what they want and not borrowing money against it. So, they have a $5 million fund balance. It's a lot of money. So.
Okay, anybody else? Excuse me. All right, without objection, we'll have a roll call.
Darcy,
Yes.
PJ,
Yes.
Jennifer, Denise, Kathy,
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
Lana and Rita are out of the room. I've got that noted. Kim,
Yes.
Bridget,
Yes.
Denny,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
Lana.
Yes, ma'am.
This
You
is,
can ask me, I read them all.
this is on the JKL gym loan.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Okay, next up, let's keep this momentum.
Let me bring up the,
Yeah, next we will do the, unless there's an objection, we're going to do the conservation request.
At the June 16th, 2015 Great Lakes Conservation Meeting, the committee unanimously supported a license transfer from Clifford McCall, SSM 638, license C34 to Lila King. Lila's husband attended the meeting and the family is aware of any prohibitions. The family's expressed intent was to hold the license for minor children's future use. Moved by Todd Prizo, supported by Paul Barbeau, to approve the license transfer from Clifford McCall to Lila King. Motion carried unanimously.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and support. We've had plenty of discussion on this. Is there any questions? Oh, yeah. Any questions? So without objection, we'll have a roll call vote.
Wait, there was, you have to look.
Oh, Catherine.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, some of the audience was here to hear a little more heated discussion about what's going on in our tribal fisheries and CORA and our regulations. And we do, it's a hard thing to manage. It impacts our fishermen. We've had a lot of votes come forward. It hasn't been easy. Sometimes this board, doesn't necessarily react. But in this case, say what you will, this is, I feel good about it because I like the idea that we are passing on to the next generation something that is intricate to our tribe and a way of life that we really, as a tribe, should be supporting and enhancing. And so I'm very much in support of this idea of passing it down to the next generation.
Kathy.
And I've heard too many different things, and there's a concern about co-captains, whether I know that's not a co-captain right now, but that we have to take a look at our co-captain rules and policy or whatever, and do something, because it's not fair when there's there's slots out there, and other people have asked us throughout the years. So, and because of that, I am going to vote the way I'm going to vote.
All right, Lena.
This is the second time we did, and I think that actually a lot of things got put out on the table today, and so there's some good that come out of it. Nothing has been easy when it comes to my fishermen and my community. There's always some kind of battle or fight, but I will say that I've even had the comments made to me tonight that the Kings are going to give me a big campaign contribution, and Kenny King has never even bought me a cup of coffee, so ever. So, let alone a campaign contribution, and I really take high offense to that, because we always talk about protecting the right and advocating for the right, with those kind of comments. It's really disheartening because whether they followed the rules that we put in place, the one that wanted to transfer the license, Clifford McCall, and the one that wanted to purchase the equipment, Lila King. So, you know, the vote's going to be like it's going to vote is going to be, but just keep in mind that this is a fishing family. They work hard. They want to pass on to their generation, and let's put our money where our mouth is and actually pass it on because we made these rules. So, and we do have to set some priorities on what. Don't change it just because it's somebody that wants to get the license. Let's really take a hard look at all the problems that we have. Like Kathy just said, all these issues, let's get real serious about fixing these issues. Let's get serious about getting some documentation on how we're coming up with our numbers. Them guys that were here earlier today, Wade and Troy, man, I gotta hand it to them. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox here, but let's just see where it goes tonight.
Okay, any other board members? DJ?
Procedurally, everything is done correctly, right?
Yes.
So we're following the procedures, just like I said earlier today, right? Another thing. All right. I'm good. Motion to call for vote.
Okay, without objection, we'll have a roll call vote.
Bridget?
Yes.
Nana?
Yes.
DJ?
Yes.
Kathy? Rita?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Denise?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Denny?
Yep.
Darcy?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next is...
Point of order.
Yes.
Point of order is, Jennifer brought it up to me, she can tell, I guess, I just wanted to get that out.
I thought I missed when we did the agenda review and the roll call.
Oh,
Did we do that?
No.
We just, all of a sudden during the meeting, and I was...
Well, I'm just saying,
we have to add that.
she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's point of order.
Oh, two of them.
So, I have the solution. So Joanne already did the roll call, but I will ask without objection that we non-protunct the agenda to the beginning of the agenda as with the items that were noticed. And then I will ask without objection to add one item.
Yes.
Okay, there was no objection. Now I will request that we add the resolution WIA to WIOA. Is there any objection to adding that one? Okay. And the other one was what one?
I think the construction, but it's on there.
Oh, it's already on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're good now. Good point. Non-protunct means approve as if at the time.
Non-protunct.
So,
PUNCT?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know where I learned that. Lots of law and order. Okay. Good.
You did open the meeting though at 6:02. Yes.
Why set?
You kind of jumped that.
Yes.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2016 budget modification to SYEP program for changes to the personnel sheet and an increase in Federal Department of Labor monies of $370.29. No effect on travel support.
Okay.
Denny and Jennifer.
All right. And you can do that as long as you're really loud.
Jessica Dunbeck, Interim Assistant Executive Director for Sioux Tribe. This resolution is to increase the WIA program, which will go to the WIOA program in the amount of $370.29. This budget reflects an increase in minimum wage that was effective June 19th. The budget will serve 9 traveling youth compared to 11 that were originally budgeted.
Okay, and we heard this all today as well. So there's a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. We are now going on to 152. ACFS Victims Assistance FY 2015 Budget Modification.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2015 budget modification to Victims Assistance for an increase in monies received from the Michigan Department of Community Health of $3,959 with an increase in travel support of $208. This budget modification will bring the budget to the actual award amount. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and support, and we have Jessica for this one as well.
I'm presenting this one on behalf of Taylor Brand. This one is for a decrease in wages and fringe, increase in supplies, additional travel and training, space cost, utilities, and other expenses. They received an additional $3,959 from the Michigan Department of Community Health, and it has a tribal support match of $208, which is a 5% match.
Okay, are there any questions or comments? This is another one we covered earlier today. And it is an increase in travel support, but it's less than $50,000. So, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Next is cultural repatriation FY 2015 budget modification.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2015 budget modification to cultural repatriation for an increase in other revenue of $2,400. This budget modification reflects new revenue coming in and changes to the personnel sheet. No effect in travel support.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and support. Jessica.
Presenting this one for Calling Medicine. Calling's been doing some consulting, so this is an increase in other revenue of $2,400. It'll also be used to fund 100 hours for the community library aid, and then the revenue will be used to maintain current burial grounds.
Okay, again, this is one we covered again today. Any questions or comments? What? Yeah. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. Next is Hessel Powwow Grounds bathroom establishment of the FY 2016 budget.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the establishment of a FY 2016 budget for Hessel Powwow Grounds bathroom for $15,000 with IHS monies of $10,000 and tribal support monies of $5,000.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion and support.
Motion to amend.
There's a motion to amend. Oh, I'll ask without objection that we change the amount to $16,835 and the travel support amount to $6,835. Hearing no objection, do you want to explain it?
Sure. This is a special project that, Christine McPherson presented on behalf of our housing program, where they applied for a special project through Indian Health Service for sanitation project. These are projects that are offered based upon the need of the tribe that submits them, and they're reviewed individually. This was raised, and this has been a process that has happened for a while. We were made aware this funding is available, and a project team was put together to identify projects across the Sutter County service area and rank them, and then apply for a project. In Hessel, the Powwow Grounds bathroom was chosen as one of those projects. You'll hear about another one that was also applied soon. And we were awarded $10,000 to construct this project. This was one of the first special project revenues that we have received from Indian Health Service, and we've had some bumps. And so, but I will have to say the staff has done all they could to try to pull this together and get a plan together and work with IHS and work with sanitation to meet the needs of the community and also ask for community input. This project is for a two-stall bathroom at the Hessel Community Powwow Grounds. So.
Okay. Any questions or DJ?
So it's $6,000.
$6,835.
Right, we're paying ourselves a total of $16,000, right?
Yeah.
We'll be awarding this to the Sioux Tribe Construction.
So assuming there's some profit in it, right?
I can't.
Well, I'm just assuming there's some profit in the amount they're charging based on the look at the vanities, and they cost like $1,000. So I'm assuming you're not going to use the toilet. So essentially, we're paying ourselves money, we're making a profit on ourselves.
I think it's at cost.
I didn't know that's a hell of a cost. Look at it, from one stall to two is like $2,000. I don't know what kind of toilet they bought. So I'm just saying, we're paying ourselves. Truthfully, even though there's expense,
No, it's a separate,
expense to ourselves,
it's a
right?
separate room.
So we can always take the money back from our profit line if we want to.
I think you do collect tax on it.
That's right. We do.
We're not taxing the bathrooms though, let's get that up there. Be careful what you say, otherwise someone's gonna put words in your mouth,
We'll put a
Christine.
change cup up.
Happened to me tonight already twice. Yeah. We can make some jokes about that, but I won't. Kathy,
Right, you want to charge for these
you go like
costs?
this, go to the bathroom like this.
I just want to make sure that we all get invited to the grand opening.
You can
I'll
take
make
the
sure,
first.
I'll make sure you get it.
I will even buy the toilet paper.
Are we gonna have a groundbreaking?
You'll name it after Lana?
The name will be,
There's two fellas you guys can share.
I bet it got worse.
it'll be the music mix.
Put the seat up, okay?
All right, any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? One. Any abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next is travel ops. Who put this one on the agenda?
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2015 budget modification to tribal operations for an increase in tribal support monies of $4,718.
Motion to approve.
Motion and support, Bill.
Bill Conley, Tribal CFO. We had our safety department was asked to go through the existing tribal powwow grounds through the 7-county service area, and we did that, and there were some safety issues cited, particularly at the Sioux powwow grounds and the Hessel powwow grounds. We asked for quotes on the fixing the cited items, and that came in at $24,815, which will be paid up front, and this resolution would allow for the increase through tribal support of space costs to pay for those improvements over 5 years. And so the actual amount for this budget year is $4,718. And the tribe's building fund will front the initial cost of the 2 sets of improvements. And the detail is listed both in the RIS sheet and then on the attachment.
Okay.
I'd like to motion to amend to add up to $5,000 for the Davis and for their powwow to update the grounds at Settlement. And then you can get some estimates on, looking at some of the projects that need to be done on that. So they can use that.
Okay, you're into the discussion. So there's a motion and second to amend that, to add that. I'll ask without objection. So it's added?
Okay, I have a question about that.
All right, go ahead.
And I agree with that, Denise, because this wasn't a unit thing. When I first brought forward the request was for Hessel because it was unsafe down there. And I worked through the process. This didn't just come about, and I asked that all the sites, and Bill complied with that. Aaron did too. All sites were looked at to see about the safety issues in each community. That's not something that we should initiate at this level. That should be initiated, So, but didn't we do a site visit wherever they do municing? No.
Because that's not, they want that to be the power grounds.
At the center there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
You could do that. St. Nicholas too. I mean, we do it at the Ojibwe Museum, and they're building a new structure there.
We don't own that. Oh, at the museum? We don't own, wait, we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Oh, the Wetmore. She's talking about Wetmore.
But just a point of information, so the powwow and St. Ignace, we are invited to go and walk the grounds with them to take a look at improvements. I don't, hopefully they're not doing it to ask us for funds, but
No, you're talking about Father Marquette.
I was going to say Father Marquette.
yeah.
Yeah, that's different than Apollo Ground.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, they've held it. But that is an invite from Magna Straits Hospital at Lake State University. They have a benefactor that will put the money in, so they're not asking us for money. But they want our input into how the improvements. It's just brand new. Just Rod Nelson just invited us to go down for, there hasn't even been a meeting yet.
Good
So
deal.
I think it's, we're trying to.
I didn't know there was a benefactor. I would have availed myself sooner.
It's right at the Father Marquette Memorial Park, but they want to put the improvements and they want to update.
All right.
So
Bill.
there's no plans at this point.
For the amendment that Denise made, somebody, a committee or this committee that we talked about earlier will come up with the concept for the use of the $5,000. Is that your intention?
Can I make a comment about that?
Catherine and Lana.
Well, and my question was going to be, so those would be earmarked funds for like what Joni brought forward today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she already articulated what needs to be done.
Yeah. It's timely. Lana.
That's just what I was going to say. Whatever it can roll into some kind of plan that we have for Munising. Perfect.
Okay, without objection, we'll have a roll call.
Darcy?
Yes.
DJ? Jennifer? Denise? Kathy?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Lana?
Yes.
Rita is stepped out. Kim? Bridget?
Yes.
Denny?
Abstain.
Catherine?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
We're getting there. We're getting through it. Wake me up.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the establishment of a FY 2016 budget for Wakeweok Well for $12,000, with IHS monies of $10,000 and tribal support monies of $2,000. Motion approved.
Motion and support. Christine.
Yes, this was brought forth to the board workshop last week. The bids came in at about $15,000. The board authorized Joni to go back and negotiate and see if they could negotiate a lower price without change the scope of work. She went ahead and did that, did get it cleared through IHS, and received a new bid of $12,915. So we'd be asking that we change this tribal support from $2,000 to $3,000. This would complete the project. He basically has took out landscaping and water analysis from his bid. He also discounted the pump. He would not go back and seed and mulch the site. The tribe will send the water sample out for testing, and we would have that conducted by Joe McCurchie. We'll pull that. So that really amounted to the savings that he reduced. So he did reduce the overall scope of the project. And as you know, this is a grant that we also received from Indian Health Service for $10,000. So the share that the tribe would contribute in tribal support would be $3,000, and we would be able to have a well at the site as we There's a building there. Right now, we're not able to use the building for anything because the well is contaminated and it requires a new well.
So I will ask without objection we change the 2,000 to 3,000. All right. And Catherine. Oh, good. Questions or comments? We're in deep. Let's keep going, right? That was a little joke. It's a well. I should have said that about the toilet. DJ. It's a new budget. Yeah. All right. Okay. Any questions or further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Point of information.
Yes.
We passed a resolution earlier, and I wondered if we need a budget mod for outside council.
No.
We don't.
No. John's not in the room, but I don't think so.
Special
some questions came up about contracts. So the contract would have to come back?
Yeah, let's see.
It's the only one you can do. I'm just saying, it's kind of a lawyer.
I don't know. We'll have to look at that because I don't
We need to
know.
talk about the building.
Yeah. Okay, medical insurance.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2015 budget modification to medical insurance for an increase in tribal support of $33,000. This budget modification is for consulting. Motion to approve.
Motion and support. Bill, is this you, Bill?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here on behalf of Holly Hoppola, the insurance manager. And just a note as to the wording of the resolution, it was discussed last week, and the tribal support would be drawn if insurance funds didn't cover this, what I'm going to explain is what happened. So I just want to make sure that that was clear, because that was discussed last week. This resolution has two components to it. There's mandates from the Affordable Care Act that requires significant reporting on each and every employee and their dependents that are associated with the tribe and its insurance programs. What we need is a tracking mechanism, and we have the module for this within our J.D. Edwards overall accounting, HR, payroll software, insurance software, but it isn't in action at this point. So this first part of this, half of this resolution would be to hire a consultant to bring in and help us get that reporting requirement up and running. This would save man hours down the line because we would have to track every individual for every time that they are on the health insurance program and those that aren't, plus their dependents on a hand basis. So I think it's well worth this. And then the second part of this, the second half of this, is to help us implement additional components that are built into that particular segment of the software for benefit tracking, for other types of benefits, and that are available through the module. Total is $33,000, as I mentioned at the beginning. Hopefully the insurance program will be able to cover that itself, but the goal here would be if there's any shortfall at the end of the year that we could draw up to the 33 through tribal support.
Okay, are there any questions? DJ? All right, any other questions or comments? No, because we always, our practice is tribal support is last resort. We don't draw tribal support unless we have to.
Unless we need it, correct.
Yeah. And the way she explained it was that she would rather have it as a contingency now rather than, be hauled in front of the board then.
We need to get the thing up and running.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right there. All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
1, 2, 3.
One,
Kathy,
two,
Jennifer,
three.
and DJ. Poops? Did you say
One,
poops?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Motion carries still.
All right.
Thank you.
Next is Health Center Administration.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the FY 2015 budget modification to Health Center Administration for changes to the personnel sheet and reallocation of expenses. No effect on tribal support.
What's the pleasure of the board? Is there a motion and second? Bonnie.
Good evening, my name is Bonnie Kulfa, I'm the Health Division Director for the tribe, and I'm bringing forth the budget mod to add a position to our Health Division of Assistant Health Director. Our division is the largest division for the tribe. We have over 240 plus employees and multiple cost centers and to manage, and I'm looking at succession planning so that at some point next year I'll be able to retire. So I want to add this position. There is no tribal support being used in Vermont. And it was workshop last week.
Yep. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that we need to discuss tonight? All right, Kim.
Okay, from the beginning of the year, which is what, October 1st?
Yes.
Is this in the budget?
Yes.
No.
Budgets
The annual budgets haven't been approved yet.
This is 16 budget.
Position, I believe?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a new position. That's why we're monitoring the budget. It's a new position.
See,
Yeah.
they submit their budgets in anticipation of approving the annual budgets. They do it about 3 or 4 months ago.
Yes.
So, and it wasn't included then, so it's still before you pass the budget, but it's to get clarity on including
We
it.
included it because we were anticipating.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yes.
Good deal.
Got Denise and I.
Denise and Alana.
Right, because not only had the discussion that they were going to bring, look at tribal-wide, the discussion, tribal-wide succession plan, and not piecemeal it. And so I'm a little confused, I didn't think it should be on there, I guess. I thought, there was a discussion and ask about, instead of, putting an assistant and giving them the data when you were leaving, that they were supposed to fill that position, you know.
I'm actually
putting in a middle person, so I'm confused.
Well, what I was going to say is I'm actually advocating for the position to be a permanent position moving forward. Our division is too large to not have more than one person looking at some of the administrative management of the division.
Okay, Lana.
So the administrative assistant, what was it called? Assistant
health director?
The assistant health director is already in the budget. Come October for the 2016, that was a new position in the health budget. We passed that.
No. You haven't passed the 16 budget.
Okay, okay. Okay, and I was confused. I'm clear now. Got it?
All right, Kathy.
Okay, there used to be an assistant health director. Russ Visna was the health director. Mary Beth Scupian was the assistant health director. And then when he left, she took over.
She applied.
I'm sure. Well, I'm just saying she took over. I didn't say she didn't apply.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to be running our health division like a business, and I think they're doing pretty good considering what they have, the positions they have now. But they don't only need that. They need their own accountant, and they need their own MIS person too. And if they're supposed to, and I think if that was done, they'd probably make even more third-party billing. So I believe we need to give them what they need. So and they're doing good considering the amount of staff that they have to work with. And also, when accreditation comes up, they're always accreditation. The team says usually that you're short in administration. So,
yes, that's true. Yep.
All right, DJ.
I'd like to ask you a question. Can we add this to the two position? See what I mean? If it's in there, then I have no problem. If it's listed as one of the two positions.
The assistant.
Yeah, the assistant health director is listed also as one of our key employees.
You can make amendment to do
That's why I'm
that.
asking you to do that, because I have no problem.
Going to make a motion to amend?
How would we reflect that? It shall be listed as an employment pursuant to the
Yeah.
resolution. Whatever that is.
Yeah. Is that a motion?
Yeah, but motion.
That's sufficient. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. We did say as a point of information that it would be posted, and there's no guarantee that when there is an opening for the director that the assistant's going to get that position. And that's why I made the clarification, because Mary Beth did apply, and But that, you're right, Kathy, that's exactly what we had done for about 2 years, so that somebody could get up to speed. There was kind of a suggestion when we workshopped that said all they're going to need is 2 weeks to get up to speed. We're talking about a health director, not a waitress. So it's not inconsistent with what we've done. Jennifer.
I hope that there's some discussion with this because I'm not certain why we would need this position to be a key position. Key employee, is that what you mean? Key employee? I didn't hear you, Kathy, I'm sorry.
I just don't want it to fail.
Because DJ said that's how he would vote yes, so
Yeah,
if that's what it takes, then okay. That's the way I feel.
Denny and then John.
Question, how do you get a job description? Is there one already done? And how do you get a pay raise or a pay thing without, it's already done, we know what it's gonna cost. Did we get HR to do that?
Yes.
So everything was planned, get done before you, okay.
Well, no, we drafted it up because
I had to come up with a position description in order to add a position.
And we had to know how much.
Working with HR, I worked with HR and with my executive to do so. And we followed the process, the HR process, to have a position description done, and then HR looks at that position description and they run it through the pay scales. So
Can I just add to that? You never know how long it takes to go through the process. Last time we lost an employee because there was no budgeted money for it. That was Connie Hill. I'll keep referring back to the Connie Hill big mistake fiasco. And so anyway, that's what happens. I'm glad you started planning. You said you had it in next year's budget, but if it's done now, yay.
It's all kind of changed here. I won't support this if it's a key position. This is an assistant position. It's setting a precedence. Going down there and, I'm supportive of this, but I don't think it should be a key employee position. So if that amendment passes, that's going to affect my vote.
So a point of information, we had several assistant positions and we had like lower level people in the casino management that were in
that might be, but we just kind of cleaned all of
You're
that
right.
up. Okay.
You're right.
So if this becomes a key employee, that will affect everything.
Okay. All right. So it's gonna fail.
Or it can be,
We'll find reasons to vote no for it. So this is my relative. I'm gonna vote no. All right, DJ, then Bridget.
That's the whole point. It's not about who's relative it is. It's about being fair and having that balance. And in this case, we have all kinds of, you didn't clean anything up. I'd rather you get through the bunch of crap up. Because you got rid of the key employee thing, and now you got interim this, interim that, it's technical this, and technical that. And you got, really? We are a casino. I don't want to do that. But there's a reason for those positions, and you didn't clean up all the governmental ones at all. They're still right there in the resolution, right there. All of the governmental ones are still there. All I'm asking is that if you're going to create this new position, which is a key position because it's going to take over, it's going to do whatever the health director leaves, that makes it key. Are they going to be in charge when Bonnie quits?
No, it'll have to be posted.
Point information. Bonnie quits the day after the person is hired. Are they going to take over?
That's right.
They can't unless we bring them an interim appointment.
Think about it.
They can't.
Interim appoint the assistant?
If we did, no, we could assign the person. We could assign the person. They wouldn't get an increase in pay though. We could do additional duties as assigned temporarily. I don't know. We can hamstring this all we want. Bridget.
I'm trying to be amenable.
I know, but.
We also talked at the workshop about posting the health division or director position. And we know that it takes like 30 days to hire a frontline employee. We know that this position, and since the new cycle is going to be October, we're not going to get anybody probably till January anyways. That would give you time to train that person. Because you said you didn't know when you were going to be leaving. So did we all decide not to post that position?
No.
Because we had that conversation.
No. The board would have to vote not to post a position. We follow policy.
Right, but when we post it, I mean,
Well, we
it's gonna take
can't,
us
we can't direct her to retire. There's laws
I'm
against
not
that.
saying to retire, I'm saying to hire somebody that she can train, is what I said.
Assistant.
So we would have to pass this, post it. Likely, if you're gonna get somebody worth their salt, they're gonna have to give 30 days notice. So it's about a 60-day, 90-day horizon anyway. So
just, what I heard saying, we were asking for the assistant last week. It was saying instead of hiring an assistant, which then the board's not involved, post for another health director, which is not what we're bringing forth. It was just brought as an option. That way it would be Bonnie and another health director that she would train. And that person then would take over. Where the assistant health director that would be hiring, there is no guarantee that, but we were asking for that assistant position as an extra position. So a health director and an assistant. So, and I think somehow it became that it's only one position, that it's adding one plus a health director.
we got marketing, we got customer service, we've got all that stuff we've talked about dedicating more effort to drive third-party revenue.
So if the assistant, when Bonnie retires, wants the health director, they would have to apply just like anybody else. We would hire, you guys would hire that position because it's a key position.
Daddy, you got something crazy to say?
Me?
Say it. No, Daddy.
Oh, all right, we're hiring an assistant. I won't talk about the wages, okay? That person gonna have an admin assistant or a secretary or something?
We don't even have, we only have one now for all of me and the managers.
My question is, what is this person gonna do?
They're going to be managing and supervising the centers.
Managing, supervising the centers, what's your job?
I'm going to be managing all of the rest of the employees that I have direct reports.
She brought us an org chart.
15
Showed us.
direct reports.
And what I'm saying, if she leaves, that person takes over. That's what I asked earlier, and I said, no.
They're not taking over.
Well, we can assign it. We can assign it.
Never mind.
Okay.
I made my mind.
DJ, let's keep it going.
Can you read that list, please?
Yeah, it's not unreasonable. The request is not unreasonable, and it's consistent with what we do now. Jeff. I think it's not necessary. It's not unreasonable.
The list, do you want to, Bridget, who wants to read it?
I will.
And then you have two more in this section.
So the executive branch includes the executive director, the associate executive director. Do we need to go further? There's the example right there. ACFS, Health Division, Housing, Education. Associate Executive Director for Internal Services, that's kind of changed, but Chief Financial Officer, Budget Officer, Purchasing Division Director. So the point's made that there are other positions that would be potentially lower in level than Assistant Health Director that are key employees. So it's not inconsistent with what we're already doing. So you made your point. Yeah, so right now the motion is on the amendment to make the position a key employee. How can you muck this up? Go ahead, John.
I just want to express that the board can make whatever positions it wants key employees. I just want to point out that there are 4 resolutions that you have to look at right now to determine who's a key employee. So there was one, the key one is 05199, which replaced 0471, and then there's 08225 that amends that, and then there's 01410 that amends it again. And I think it's fine, but I would strongly suggest it would be helpful to have a separate resolution making the position a key employee. Otherwise, it may get lost in the shuffle. It's going to be hard to track it because there are so many different resolutions.
Well, if it passes, we can bring back a technical amendment to modify the appropriate. Okay. So we are voting on the amendment. Without objection, we'll have a roll call.
Denny?
Yes.
Jennifer? No. Bridget?
Yes.
Darcy?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Catherine?
No.
Rita? Oh, I'm sorry, she's out of the room. Denise?
No.
Lana?
Yeah.
DJ?
Yes.
Kim? Keith?
Yes.
And Rita, step back in. Rita, do you want?
It's on making the assistant health director, if we approve that, a key employee. So the board has to make the hire.
I don't know the answers.
You can abstain.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it, so.
Do we have another 7 votes?
Yes.
8. It's 8. Okay, so now we go to the main motion. Is there any further discussion on it? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Wait, keep your hand up.
Oh, can we do this again then? Can we have a roll call?
We'll have actually it's failed. There's 7 votes there.
Is that?
So we'll ask for a roll call.
Kathy and
Do a roll call.
There was 7.
Kathy and Denny. Darcy?
No.
DJ?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Denise? Kathy?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Lana?
No.
Rita?
No.
Kim?
Yes.
Bridget?
No.
Denny?
No.
Catherine?
No.
Motion denied.
Sorry, Bonnie. You don't get to retire. Okay, next is, no, that was the main motion?
That was the main motion.
Yeah. The amendment passed, which is surprising because then the main motion failed, so. All right, so now we are on legal opinion fishing.
We are. Are we on we are?
We have.
Oh, we are.
Be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Sault Ste. Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians hereby approves the establishment of a FY 2016 budget for WIA special funding with Department of Labor monies of $3,761. No effect on travel support.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and support, and Jessica.
Presenting this for Brenda Cadro as well. They received additional $3,761. This funding is to do supplies, to make a name change on the program, and also to attend training in Oklahoma to go over the rules and how to do the reporting for the program.
Okay, and we've heard this one explained today. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. Next is legal opinion fishing. I don't even have any idea what that is. There's nothing in the packet on it.
Catherine.
I gave it to you.
Okay.
It's
All right.
in your workshop packet.
Okay.
Did you call it her?
Yes.
Okay, so a while back, I think the end of May, beginning of June, the board had directed legal to write a memo addressing the issue of whether or not trap net fishing licenses precluded fishermen from using a tugboat for gill fishing. And although the immediate concern from the fishermen may have been addressed here, we did request that memo, and I've been asked by fishermen, including Great Lakes Committee member, if they could see it, and it requires us to take a motion to allow them to see the legal memo on the regulation of whether or not they can use a tugboat. So
that's not what they're asking. No, they wanted clarification on the license.
Since it's I'm the one
They're both
that put
shaking
it
their
on
head yes. They just wanted clarification on the license.
Why I put it on the agenda was to request that we allow the memo to be released.
All right.
That's my
stop at that
motion
point.
and requesting.
Yeah, stop at that point. Because you're adding other stuff that's not actually what they're requesting.
I'm the one who put it on the agenda.
I know, but I just looked at them.
I am asking my fellow board members if they will approve
I know, but you clouded it by throwing other stuff in there that's not even related to what they're asking for.
At any rate, it's my motion. I'm asking.
Okay, what is your motion?
My motion is, can we release the legal memo that Aaron Schleihuber wrote, that we redirected him to write to the Fisher?
Okay, good. Is there a second?
Yes.
All right. See, all that other stuff wasn't necessary. And we got into the discussion, which is not appropriate. It's not even allowed in our meeting rules. Now we're open for discussion. There's a motion and second.
Yes.
Go ahead. John, is there any issue or concern with it, with releasing?
No, I mean, as a matter of fact, this arose out of a meeting with the fishermen. I think the memo was written with the understanding that it would be given to the fishermen, that technically it's a legal memo from your lawyers to you. You need to waive the privilege and authorize disclosure.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm asking.
No, there's obviously questions and comments still. So, Lana.
I just have one question, and this can go to all the fishermen. Anybody that asks us, we can give it over.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Sure.
But I just think the board needs to authorize that.
Okay.
A simple motion is fine. You don't need a resolution.
All in favor? Well, we already had a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. We have all of the action items done. Oh no, yep, I'm sorry. Construction contract. Authorization to enter construction contract for gymnasium at JKL School.
Now therefore be it resolved that the chairperson or his designee is hereby authorized to sign a letter of intent to enter into a contract for the construction of a new gymnasium and related facilities at the Joseph K. Lumsden Bawading Public School Academy in accordance with the funding authorized for this purpose. Be it further resolved that subject to prior approval of the scope of work by the JKL Fiduciary Committee and subject to review by the legal department, the chairperson or his designee is hereby authorized to enter into a contract for the construction of a new gymnasium and related facilities at the JKL Bawading Public School Academy in accordance with the funding authorized for this purpose.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any discussion? Wait, I'm sorry, Joy needs to.
I didn't hear, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay,
DJ. Okay, and Bridget.
And DJ.
What this is the complement to the other. Obviously, you can't retain someone to construct a gym based off the RFP as we went through the process. Without, I mean, we went over it a little bit earlier. Essentially, that's what this is. It allows the chairman to enter into the LOI, which actually then allows the metal to be ordered, which takes some time, and then it allows the contract process to take place with legal the proper way. And that's it. Pretty straightforward.
And then it all comes back? Or this is the done deal?
Well, under this, the actual amount stays the same as the amount authorized, and the JKL through this scope of work.
So when we pass this, the construction for the gymnasium will commence. They'll start getting everything that they need.
Well, the LOI will be signed as soon as you order the metal. The scope of work as far as the actual color of the brick, the match the building, and that kind of stuff will be subject to the JKL Fiduciary Committee approval of the scope of work, which will coincide with the school. We will be working with them on making sure that it matches what they want. Then yes, we're going. It won't come back to the board because we wouldn't come back every...
That's what I asked.
No, it wouldn't
That's all
come
of
back.
my questions.
Yeah.
That's all I asked.
Okay, Bridget.
Just a question. When it says related facilities, is there something in that, or?
That's the multi-purpose room that's attached.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, are there any questions or comments? So, all right. Then without objection, we'll have a roll call vote.
Bridget.
Yes.
Lana.
Yes.
DJ.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Rita.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Denise.
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Denny.
Yep.
Darcy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
That was loud. That was enthusiastic. Okay, the action items are done, and we have 3 open items for the board and 1 closed. So we will do the open ones. Lana?
Just an update on, can you find out from Jennifer, Dale, where she's at with that closed caption for board meetings?
Can you check with Jennifer where we were checking with the closed caption for being able to do our meetings in closed caption?
And then I have the last 3 or 4 meetings, I've had some of the board concerns,
I'm listening.
some of the board concerns answered, but some not. So if you could just review those per your reports and just take a quick look at and see what else was on there, because I lost my list.
Okay.
In my phone.
That's 6 months? Okay.
Okay. Next is, that's it? That's all yours? All right.
That's all mine.
Bridget.
My open one is, would anybody consider changing the next meeting to the Sioux instead of Kinross, seeing as though we workshop in the Sioux and drive to Kinross, and most of the people that go to the Kinross meeting are from the Sioux, and we're always running behind, so why not just have the meeting in the Sioux? Anybody?
I don't support that.
What part is that?
If we change the Kinross meeting to the Sioux.
Yeah, they won't like that. I could change it to Sugar Island.
I don't have one.
She already took
I don't have
Mackinac
Moran, Brevoort. Most of those people that come are the Sioux anyway.
That's because they can't get them from Kinross.
What do you mean?
That doesn't make any sense.
The Kinross people don't even go to the Kinross meeting.
But the thing is, there's something about knowing that we care for them enough to have a meeting in their area. I did have Mackinac Island on, and you guys recommended that we take it out. I think we should still do Mackinac Island. Sugar Island got cut out the same way. But I think Kinross is not that big of an imposition.
We are mentioned pennies everywhere. Okay? And tonight we spent more, and we're going to continue spending more. The idea of Sugar Island is very fair for your staff and that. They're away. They don't have internet. They don't have nothing. That was dumb to have that. Sugar Island people are coming to town.
Yeah.
You didn't hear one bit. Not one. Mackinac Island is much more expensive.
So we do get people from Kinchelo that come to the meeting. Ron Monroe comes to the meeting.
But that money could go to the powwow ground or something else, and instead we're spending it in travel.
Right. So she asked our opinion, and I gave mine. I think we don't do enough in terms of services for Kinchelo. Having a meeting is the minimum, and it's not an inconvenience for us.
Now we trade it for like a meeting. We can have that in the fall in Kinchelo, and we just go like someone further and what's wrong.
Okay. We have one closed session item, so I would ask that we wait.
I can't adjourn on this.
Okay. So I need a motion to go into executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, signify by without objection. Okay, we're going to go over there.